Yeah, it might be, going to estimate right now.
Right.
Anything.
So I'd love to know the drives of the funds.
Actually,
There's some
might be. We are now live then.
All right. Okay, I'll bring the meeting to order at 6, understanding that Malia is going to be a little late. And everyone else is quite on time.
Everybody.
Hi.
Hi, kind of nice to see you. Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Okay, so we just brought the meeting, so I'll just take Kenneth, Emily, Kevin, Jen, Ray, Brendan, Julie, and our guest, Brett.
Right.
Please. Ray, have you met? He's over there. All right, was there, I'm gonna welcome our guest, and you can, public comment is different than the agenda item, so do you have any comments? Public comments, Frank?
No public comments.
Yeah, are there any modifications to the agenda?
Yes, I'm sorry to send sooner. I'd like to request that we move off or maybe permanently postpone my capstone presentation at this point. Just until there's a time where it fits in, I think, more with what we're doing. And also, I just got back from out of town and I wasn't ready to do it. And I'd like to spend more time and energy on the goal setting. That's my excuse this time.
Okay, I guess. But would you speak at the EMC on the last Wednesday of this month?
Sure.
I'll talk to you about that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then where did we decide to put Brent?
Is the context?
Native planting pollinators or tree ordinance?
Oh,
They got in 2 spots.
You have 2 spots and you're okay sitting through the agenda?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
How about Michelle with food and water?
Yeah. That's new business, right?
That probably would. Yeah, that sort of came late too, didn't it?
Food and water watch. Did everyone get that?
I know that I did.
Michelle Hurst asked us to help on some resolution. Okay, so we'll put that under new business. And Julie can bring it up on the screen or something. Okay.
And I'll put Tanya under communications. I don't know if we need to review the zoning test
Oh, right.
working group.
Okay, we just got a letter from the zoning review group. And I don't think we have to take any action, so it's just to inform us. So we can do that under communications. All right, great. So review and approval of the monthly meeting minutes for June 2025. You were sent edits and are there any concerns in additional
edits.
Julie, I was going to ask you that.
My only note was that under number 8, where it says because the river cities.
Yeah, right.
I think I had said last time that they were going, I misspoke about the date.
Oh, okay.
The bioblitz has not happened yet. So I would just say, we'll be doing a bioblitz at Forsyth Park.
Okay, kill the date. Okay. And I was gonna ask about TENS with the strategy planning group, that's number 3. The city staff, that's a separate thing from the Wednesday Zoom meetings, right?
Yeah,
That is the Wednesdays?
yes,
Okay, but well, that's not all city staff then. 'Cause that
right,
is-
so that needs to be modified. The town strategy
Yeah.
planning is made up of city staff and
And others,
And
that was my
others. Yeah,
tentative
that's
thing, you know, we have. And we're good on the discussion on the design as well. On that, with the loop. Because sometimes the tens, the less said, the better.
where are you?
The previous,
The Midtown and Roundup
Oh.
options.
well, I think it, and I think it's the shared network of piping design, yeah.
Oh,
I'm fine with that. That's,
Okay. I just
that's
wanna
just the
make sure.
definition of it.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
defined that. right
Yeah.
out of
Yeah, that's
the-
fine. All
Yeah,
right.
you know, sometimes the less said, the better on tens, because it's still a work in progress, right? So that's good. We're good.
That's the definition.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Anything else? Motion to accept as corrected, modified?
Second that.
Okay, who first did? I need
Oh,
it first.
I will.
Who's first?
Okay.
All right. Okay, all right. Council member appointments, does anyone have any? Can you report on possible members? And has everyone taken their oath of office? Has everyone gone to the clerk and signed
Oh, I
a
see.
big book?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. All right, nothing on that, old business, planning and land use,
Planning department does not meet in August, so there isn't an agenda. Regarding July, there wasn't much on the regular meeting. And the special meeting, which I think was earlier, June 9th, it was. Or around then, that they just discussed Penn Court and they included, they made reference to our comments on plantings. And they made reference to you too.
Appreciate all your comments.
and vegetation.
So the other items are just are nothing for the present purpose. Nothing, no action.
What about the buildings that are going up around the post office in that area, Fowler and Keith and the other? Are they,
For way past approval
they're
process.
way past, right? Okay,
Okay.
okay. All right. Wood smoke air quality subcommittee. Did anyone check the quality in the last couple of days?
Yeah.
Picking up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's like in the 50s and 60s. So hazardous to some people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I keep getting the alerts. It's like, it's moderate. It's good. It's like every
Yeah.
It's good.
The same thing when you're in Kingston more so than farther south or farther north. I know. Yeah.
Or
Oh.
far east too.
Interesting. Why?
Down in Newburgh, it seems to be also the fire. And this is
Okay.
in comparison.
Hmm.
Normal land.
Interesting. Maybe because we're like the choke where the mountains come.
Because, yeah, there's a little bit of a fan shape today.
We're currently at 43.
Is that 43?
Yes, but it was up higher than that. It's actually going down.
We talked, so I think we have the goal setting and prioritization, so would anything to do with smoke go down into that agenda item?
Makes sense to me. I mean, that makes sense. to others.
Um. All right, city plan review. Kingston Organics, no presentation. Any update on,
I'll just say that I'm going before the common council tomorrow to ask for the approvals to expend all the funds. And I hope to have the purchase order cut by the end of the month for the electric trucks. And then hopefully we'll have those by the spring. And hopefully we will launch our residential collection by the spring and commercial by the summer.
2026?
Yes.
Cool.
But I don't have any numbers.
71 tons, 591 households, I think. There was a plus and minus on that.
I would say it seems as though despite the fact that we keep increasing our numbers for participants, we're not simultaneously increasing the tonnage.
It's weird. I have graphed this. There's like no statistical evidence that,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, no one's adding anything somehow. I don't get it. I don't know how that's working.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But you don't know how many people are participating.
We don't know exactly. Yeah.
Okay. However, it's like somewhere between 0.66 and 0.75 tons every week. So there's some fluctuating combination of all these people that keep doing it. But it's not like,
Yeah.
and it's often not more, I thought maybe it would be more substantial in the summer. It's not actually more substantial.
Yeah, you would, because the corn husks and,
It's just volume of produce in general that people.
yeah, fresh.
Well, there
produce.
was 2 weeks around the 4th of July where
Yes.
it was like almost a ton.
Yes.
2 weeks in a row. That was awesome.
Yep.
I was like, it's happening.
Yep.
Mhm. Then it slowed
Yeah.
down. Cool,
Is it just food waste?
Yes.
but it includes meat and,
Bones.
chicken bones and
Dairy.
dairy and shellfish. So it's way more than you would do in your backyard. Cool. I seem to think, are some of the commercials getting more service from other companies?
Community compost company works in the region, certainly in the city. And there's another private one, I don't know if it's. I want to say Royal, but I think Royal got eaten up by somebody else. I think there's at least one other hauler that does it, but certainly can't help us company does. And they're also doing a drop-off service at Village Goods. Village or Fillery, rather.
Right, okay. Yeah.
And I've had a couple of people reach out and be like, I tried using your code. And I say, it's not our site.
Mhm.
So. Unfortunately,
Um,
I'm glad they're doing it. Not sure why, frankly, and I'll say publicly, I'm not sure why people would pay to drop off their food at Village Goods with community compost when they could not pay and drop it off at one of the 12 locations around the
it's
city.
very close. They're nearby sites too.
It'll be good.
I just want to say that Julie and I learned today that one of our food waste commercial, a commercial business that has food waste actually uses a garbage disposal, so they are not composting, but it's.
Oh, they put the food waste in the garbage disposal to put it into the sewage system.
Yeah. So.
Huh.
It's probably not everything, so anyway,
Probably not bones.
but I don't think they're obligated by any kind of county law because they don't generate enough.
Right.
Where is the neighborhood notification? Did that get in there?
No,
Oh, all right.
I apologize. I had to put this out
Yeah,
earlier than normal because I was out of the office a little bit.
okay. So that's.
That could be under
Okay,
communications or it could be under old business.
Yeah, right, just so anything on Kingston Business Park Development,
No,
Midtown Thriving, nothing that I've heard except for that. Are they using the BOA? I know they're talking about cleaning up the site on Field Court.
yes, that is now out for an RFP for developers.
But is that part of the BOA? It's part of it.
It's within the brownfield opportunity area.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
so
how it fits in with the Midtown Driving project necessarily, but.
yeah, because they're just carrying it out.
Right.
So the Field Court is right across from you back off Broadway. And there's a brewery there now, right? So, but anyway, back in the back area, there's a building, there's some contamination and it's right up and development for housing, right? Housing. So that's, okay, Kingston Point Park improvement. Any word?
No. No,
Okay.
and nothing in LWRP grant either. I mean, we can continue to keep LWRP on here, but it isn't my project, so I'm just re-reporting on someone else's project. But
Right.
the relevance of the city.
We are interested.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll leave
I
it.
spoke to Kyla briefly yesterday when I was at the water quality meeting to see if there was an update, just in case it came up. And there sort of is, but I don't think we ought to discuss it really at this point. They're still kicking it around, planning, putting together a project advisory committee and that sort of thing.
You know if is Sue or Carla going to be the lead on that? I thought it was Sue, but
Sue wasn't there, so I
Okay.
spoke to Kyla and Kyla didn't tell me.
that's the man.
Do you want to kind of check in with them once a
Yeah,
Before
I
this
can
meeting?
continue doing that, sure.
All right,
Sure.
thank you, that would be great. Okay, we have two things that Brent is here for, tree preservation and native planting. So it's your turn.
You need to share anything?
Well, you don't have to talk anything about the tree preservation if you don't want.
I mean, I'm happy to share updates, but that was what was on the schedule given to me, not what I asked to put on the schedule.
I know,
So,
we just don't track them.
got it, okay. Yeah, preservation ordinance update. We're in the process of like more, community daylighting around, ward meetings, mainly as like, three dot points. Yesterday evening, this Ward 9's community meeting where I did a presentation on the preservation ordinance. And, yeah, reached out to the other council members to get set up with their wards. Overall, sentiment that I've heard from most council members that have spoken to me is, an interest in it and just wanting to have more of the community know about it before, laws and rules makes a decision to, move it forward to the full common council.
All right, and how is the turnout of the ward meeting?
Board meeting yesterday is 10 folks. Yeah. It's a kind of average for a ward meeting.
That was Ward 6?
9.
No,
Or not,
sorry.
yeah, I was gonna go like a second word. What was the reception there?
You missed my presentation.
I'm sorry.
It was nice. It was warmly received. And what I'm happy about is the questions that follow seem to reassure me that folks are understanding of how this preservation ordinance is trying to thread that needle between preserving trees that provide benefits while not creating, a line I say very often, but onerous permit processes for just regular tree maintenance and tree risk remediation situations. So it's really encouraging for me to hear that, people are, it's just making sense. Yeah.
Great, okay, well, that's good, thank you for that, yeah. We'll continue to follow it. Native, okay, so then we always kind of talk about native plantings and pollinator gardens, so, why don't we start with your proposal or, yeah.
But like the tree of heaven stuff I was talking to you about, yeah, so, we've reached that time of year where spotted lanternfly, the public is becoming very aware of it again as they're now flying into people's faces. I have been getting calls every day, literally for the last 2 weeks around community members wondering what is to be done, and what's, the most, what does the city recommend as far as, best practices to deal with spotted lanternfly. On the City of Kingston Urban Forestry page, I've now put in a whole section around spotted lanternfly that's referencing materials from Cornell University and Penn State about either addressing spotted lanternfly at its different stages to ID it, or and this is what I'll talk about a little bit more, addressing one of its main host species, tree of heaven. It's a very common weed tree that sprouts up all over Kingston. The Penn State information that's linked on the city's page gives a very comprehensive, but also I think informative and like readable breakdown of different management strategies to remove tree of heaven from, your backyard, sides of parking lots, that sort of thing, including a calendar throughout the year of different mitigation strategies to do at different times of the year. But it's good. It's a good time. And to that end, as much as I love offering that information to community members, I'm sensing a energy from everyone to want to be able to have more action-based things that they can do. And so I have started reaching out with either just community members who are interested, the Kingston Land Trust, and I'm also bringing it to you all this evening around a community group that is not formally through the City of Kingston, but just a loosely organized community group that would connect with property owners where tree of heaven is identified, ideally moving in the direction of property owners that have large problems with tree of heaven in their backyards or parking lots or something like that, to know about this group and connect with them. So this group can provide information and assistance on how to do removals of tree of heaven. And when I think about this idea, it's as a spectrum of like, is this, little baby ones that people are seeing that can still be pulled out by the roots? Is it now a full-size tree, where, even if it's a enterprising property owner who feels comfortable with removing a full-size tree, tree of heaven, you all probably already know, is complicated in that just cutting it will cause its root system to send up shoots everywhere else. So trying to cut down one tree of heaven can lead to a thicket of them as well. The only successful strategies that I've ever used in my previous restoration career and what, talking with Jen and some other folks, is the use of targeted amounts of herbicide to wounds, is otherwise known as hack and squirt, to just put little hack marks around the trunk of tree of heaven and apply only the amount of herbicide that doesn't then drip out of those wounds in order to kill the tree and prevent that root suffering reaction from happening. And then so that comes up to the subject of the use of herbicide in these situations. And New York State has very heavy regulations around the use of herbicide. As far as a community group that might be working with property owners, I would be very interested in focusing on how do we set up property owners to be able to apply under the group's supervision the use of herbicides, to stay within the regulations around who can apply herbicide on what kind of properties. Or if there are volunteers in this group that do have the appropriate certifications to do herbicide applications, that to see what the potential is for them to contribute in a regulated, permissible kind of way to those applications. And then for folks who then probably have in their heads, oh, okay, then what about the dead tree that's there afterwards? That's when I think there seems to be potential through the grants that the city has received for various like urban forest management things to be able to handle standing dead trees, both on private property as well. But that could use some more fleshing out. Those are like the three parts to this concept of like community volunteers who are interested in doing like the connection, the reaching out, that sort of thing. The use of appropriate methodologies in order to remove tree of heaven in a way where it doesn't have its survival response kick in, and then appropriate ways to deal with the tall trees that might have safety concerns afterwards. And that's kind of what I want to share with you all, and also hear any questions or feedback you might have.
One thing in my travels, I've been recently out on Long Island at the beach, and this year I have not seen much in the way of spotted lanternflies, where previous years it was inundated.
Yeah,
I mean, everywhere.
On Long
I
Island?
went. Yeah.
sounds like a nice vacation.
Well, they better, well.
They weren't spotted lanternflies.
At least we tried spotted lanternflies, yeah, right. So, yeah, I don't know why they weren't there.
They go through those cycles of like
Yeah.
the bus.
Yeah, that could be it.
They're going away.
Because that's where I first saw them. I think the first place I saw them, it was in New York City, in Coney Island.
Mhm.
Why Coney Island? Well, yeah, tree of heaven. They are growing everywhere, if you lost.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I it seems to have switched a bit.
So
Yeah.
They're saying.
if you kill a tree of heaven,
Mhm.
will it just eventually, like, does it drop limbs or does it just go over dead? So you have to take it out?
I think it would really depend on the individual tree.
Yeah.
It's tree of heaven, even while living, is a not the most weak wooded tree, but on the spectrum, it's on the weaker side compared to like a lot of our maples that are in like the street tree areas. It's a stronger wooded tree than like a Norway maple is, not compared to like an oak or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
So depending on where it is also would mean whether you would just let it fall down or.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if it's like right on the sidewalk or something.
Yeah, I think scale wise, what would probably make sense, just out of respect for, even though I'm hearing a lot of energy from community members who would love to do something about this. Starting with like the 1 or 2 year old ones that are growing through like hedges and, volunteers in gardens and that sort of thing. That seems like a really great way to get people started with this sort of thing to, kind of, strategy wise, thinking about like, well, removing the youngest growth, and then the next step from that, from like a restoration lens, would then be removing the seed distributing ones. Tree of heaven has 2 separate sexes for male and female. And then I'm personally interested in the idea of the male tree of heaven, when it's a decent sized tree, having those set up as trap trees that are retained, and then have spotted lanternfly traps put on them. Because there is some information around, if you were to just go with the strategy of, let's just remove all the tree of heaven, spotted lanternfly would still be around, and maybe you would then choose to focus more on other species that is not its primary host species right now.
How about grapes?
They love feeding on grapes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one of the main motivators for controlling their populations right now. Yeah. What were you thinking?
Well, the wild grapes we have growing like vines every place.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think I probably defer to this on for you, Jen. Do you see as far as like egg laying for spotted lanternfly?
There's a whole like project on that with parks. So we tracked, visible eggs, so we didn't
Yeah.
see the whole tree or whatever.
Right.
And we found no difference in tree species. that they laid on, they actually tended to like black locust where they could really get into like. So it's more about, I think, the texture than it was about the species.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
They're like competing with spongy moth for early bark.
Yeah, probably. But as for grape, they definitely love grape. So I had mentioned to Brent also controlling porcelain berry at the same time.
Yes.
Because they'll get.
Control what?
Porcelain berry.
Yeah, I think what probably would fit in with this group is to have, kind of like a breakdown, like trifold pamphlet or something like that, saying like, here's the main plants of concern, mainly focusing on, like the introduced non-native species that can be like problematic, such as porcelain berry in this case too, saying like these not only is it good for you to remove them for the sake of reducing competition with like native ecology plants, but in addition, they seem to also be favorable for spotted lanternfly. And yeah, I think with that list, there would be different control mechanisms for different plants as well. Tree that is just a really tough one. It's kind of up there with like the are not weeds or phragmites or something like that, where there's not really a lot of successful options beyond herbicide.
And what is our non-toxic landscape management plan say as far as herbicides go? There are exceptions.
Well, that actually comes down to the CAC here,
Right.
as far as being the body that can approve the use of herbicides either by the city, or on public property.
Right.
Yeah. Ratio wise, a lot more private property in the city of Kingston than public property. I take no pride in saying that right on the corner between City Hall and the Water Department, the only tree on that rocky slope right there is a like 12-inch diameter tree of heaven. I think it's a male. I haven't looked at it in a minute to see if it's got a seed load on it or not, but yeah. Comparatively, like as far as what can be done by volunteer groups, seedlings, small trees, that sort of thing. And then work, ideally work our way up to larger and larger ones. At the same time, since spotted lanternfly is so new, to kind of see what continues to happen as, we're starting to get those positive signs that our native ecology is understanding spotted lanternfly a little bit more from like a predation aspect. So, I've seen robins and yellow jackets go after them. I've heard that bats are getting into them as well too. And John, I don't know if you've been able to feel that you can confidently say about anything else.
I wouldn't even confidently say anything about the ones you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm sharing anecdotal, not like.
Yeah. I mean, I also see wasps collecting their honeydew.
Yeah.
Rather than go capture it.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yes, that's one of the reasons it's a nuisance pest, it attracts wasps.
Mm.
yeah.
Okay. So you never mentioned girdling, does that not, or is that just the same as did they send out those?
They will, yeah. That would also trigger the suffering response.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything like cover everything in the vicinity with black plastic or something, then you kill everything.
You could, or even a root system for, like a tree of heaven this big would often extend like 20 feet.
Oh, wow.
I've also seen them grow out of like cracks in the side.
I know.
Yeah. They would push up.
Through asphalt,
Yeah.
okay.
And that way they're actually pretty similar to knotweed, where it's like they'll just go, oh, okay, I'm not getting sunlight resources here. I'll just extend my root system a little this way and poke out around the corner.
No, yeah. Okay, have you engaged the PRISM?
No, I have not.
The PRISM is I can't remember what it stands for.
Partnership for Regional Invasive Species.
Yeah. I mean, they have great resources. I actually was kind of initially looking into them to see if there were like financial grants through
Right.
Lower Hudson Prison.
Yeah, they have a crew you can apply for,
Right.
that does great work.
Yeah.
And are we in the Catskill one or the Lower Hudson?
Lower Hudson.
So the prisms, the state's divided into regions of prisms, and so we're in the Lower Hudson, but the Catskill one is quite close. And, but do they have a crew and do they use volunteers? I mean, can they be a coordinator?
That is a good question. I, I don't know like how tapped out that crew resource is already. Jen, maybe you have.
Yeah, so I'm a member of the prison,
Okay.
through my job, and the crew, you have to apply, I think it's in winter.
Yeah.
like Late spring or late winter, early spring. So they're definitely booked through the season. They're probably ending soon.
Yeah.
They are definitely a great resource. I don't think they could function in a coordinator capacity. It's possible that like Cornell Cooperative Extension might be able to do that, or like you could reach out to the group itself and be like, is there anyone in Kingston that might be able to help? But yeah, not them themselves.
Yeah, I was able to reach out to Cornell Extension over in the plaza too, and they did kind of the same thing, interest, but nothing already formally set up.
Yeah, because they need funding also usually.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so, who's the head of the prison?
Brent Oscar,
And where's,
he's with New York, Jersey Shore Conference.
okay, right, so it's weird. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Okay, so
Did Tanya send you the text just now? Did
I don't even know where my phone is, so
says what to do answer me. I don't know.
is she watching?
Polar bear trade. Polar, not polar. Polar bear trade. Okay, so
Okay.
has that come up at all?
Polar bear?
Polar. No, not polar.
Polar.
Oh, I know what she's talking about.
Okay.
I know what
then
she's
you
talking
can-
about.
you can take it from
She's,
there.
she owns one and I follow it.
Is it a machine?
It's a machine that it's a leaf wrench. Yeah.
Oh.
It
Oh,
grabs the
okay.
stem
Yeah.
and then it pulls
Those are
back.
really great, yeah.
And they are very good. They're,
Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
it's a
The big
It's
lever.
a big lever,
It
and it
grabs
grabs,
Yeah,
it grabs the trunk, and then you pull it back, and it pulls the whole thing out.
Oh, that's.
You know, this
That
was
was a big tree. That's not big.
Why would you do that?
To get
it's to get everything, like you can use it on, rose, the rose, multi-floor
Oh, this is
rose.
for extracting the tree out of the earth.
Yeah,
Yes, it's for,
It's a
It's
hand
called-
tool for small trees.
Okay.
yeah, and it's a puller bit, there's different brands.
yeah, that's what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Oh, okay. I've seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they do.
I couldn't quite make out the text. Okay.
Figured that though. Someone wants to donate those to the group, I think they could be put to great use.
Yes. Yeah, maybe the library could have one on loan.
Oh,
Really? Great idea.
Okay, so you're asking us, I don't know if we can coordinate it. But right now we can do, well, our website is so bad that we would need to point to yours,
Mhm.
but we even need to fix that so we can point to yours. And I thought we put stuff up last year on Spot Atlantic Library. And then, well, anyway, I
think the mayor put out something in his newsletter.
oh, that's what we did.
I mean, I know that he has put out stuff in his
Right.
newsletter. He's
Yeah.
also personally obsessed with it. That's today from the walk he was on, where he said he was walking over the bridge over NW and there were too many for him to kill.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I've set up a little trap islandus in the corner of the city hall, and I just go and kill like 15 a day
Wow.
from there. Yeah.
What kind of trap are you using?
I'm using a little tree that I just keep ripping all the leaves off of.
Yeah.
That's just growing in the corner. But without the leaves, they're still going to go for the stem to like drink the sap out of it. But it's small enough that I could just rip its root system out, but instead they're all just kind of there and I just go over and.
Oh, and then you kill them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very low tech trap.
Rotate, yeah,
Okay, you're baiting them.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. And you take the leaves off so that you can see them? or-
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
So when you talked about, keeping one big tree of heaven and putting a lot of traps on it, you don't envision like, I mean, in that case, what,
That would be
how
like,
would you?
that would be a more structured trap. And there's like different styles of them that have been homebrew, and there's a couple of companies that are making like manufactured ones now too. But essentially they take advantage of the spotted lanternfly letting climb up the trunks and just making kind of like pinch points where they go in and they can't come back out. I've also seen just like poking around online groups of people that buy like a dedicated battery powered vacuum, just a personal
I have
vacuum. Yes.
It's gross.
Yeah.
You guys see the video of them. It's,
Oh,
it smells bad.
Yeah.
I forgot to use either of those words. Why did you use either of those words? Smoothie or?
It is what it is.
Be worse.
A smoothie of it smelling fine. It smells like rotten vinegar,
Oh.
Yeah, right.
but it's fine. It's what it smells like.
Yeah, it gets them before they jump.
Right.
The vacuum thing. I haven't gotten to do it, but it looks. I think it looks.
I thought it was really great.
Yeah, but I'm also like on my lunch break going out and just smashing them with my hands and then washing my hands after. So
I haven't seen them.
This is the name.
What? I just took a
Okay.
picture.
So right now,
Yesterday.
you can go to the back of Lone Wolf, they've got a facility of them in the backyard there, you can go in my backyard, there's a facility over there,
Yeah.
that's one of my garage together.
yeah,
I've only seen a couple in my yard, so.
My neighbor has a tree of heaven right
I live
next
right
to
next to my friend.
yeah.
Sometimes they see them congregating.
Yeah, they're like on it, and I just noticed that a couple days ago.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah.
So,
One of the kids today at the summer camp saw a mass of them and then smacked it. They all poofed into this like cloud of that sooty, nasty, dusty mold. It was awesome. We just ran them down and stuck in the trees. I've never seen someone get their hands so filthy. It's really gross.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you guys propose? How can we be involved? If at all?
So it sounds like the next step that I probably need to provide from the CAC is to get like a base group of folks that would like to do this sort of thing, have a way for them to be contacted. So that contact information can be shared for both people who would like to be involved with it or people that would very much like to have their community members help them with their treatment complications. So that could be just as simple as like grabbing a Gmail address for it, and you know, like a Instagram page or something like that. And then I think what I'd be interested in is having that contact information be something that the Conservation Advisory Council has to share as like a resource when talking about ongoing issues with tree of heaven, spotted lanternfly in Kingston. And I'd be including it on the city's urban forestry page as well. I think what makes the most sense, and I'm happy to hear from other folks about this too, is that this stay like a community organized group as opposed to something that's officially a like, you know, it's not like the City of Kingston Tree of Heaven Council.
No, right.
Yeah.
Would this include any other trees, since you said that it's not necessarily a tree of heaven, but other such, I guess, like ones that they would be attracted to?
Yeah,
Or is that?
it's a good question. I honestly don't know which way to go on that sort of thing. I feel like it's worth acknowledging what could be seen as the irony of the guy who's both pushing a tree preservation ordinance right now and then coordinating a tree killing group.
Yeah, that's, I guess, kind of what's running through my head right now.
Yeah. I think like Tree of Heaven has like a uniqueness to it where if you don't know that it's Tree of Heaven on your property, it's how you end up with the big problem of like a thicket of them.
Yeah.
As opposed to, the goal is not to remove any tree that might host spotted lanternfly because they take advantage of, you know, native species as well. But to address Tree of Heaven as like a problematic introduced species, just as far as like Kingston living quality. And then like part of the incentive behind doing so is reducing it as a host species for spotted lionfly. Kind of like spotted lionfly might be the way that people learn about tree of heaven, but the goal is really around the management of tree of heaven versus the management of spotted lionfly. Does that clarify a little bit for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but can't you do both?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what,
It's just more of the thought process behind,
yeah,
let's save the trees, not these trees, let's destroy these trees.
Yeah.
We can use pesticides or herbicides, but not these herbicides.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like you're sending mixed messages in to, anyone who's kind of not super deep into it, because they go, oh, why is some things okay and not this okay? Because they're not gonna do a super deep dive into it all the time.
Right.
They're just gonna kind of look at the surface value of it before they start getting involved.
That is a really good point to make. Like nuance is the hardest thing to communicate about it. And I see the value in connecting with like the nuisance aspects of either like spotted lionfly or tree of heaven itself, and then focusing more on this is management of the nuisance, and then talking about strategies around that management. In which case, then that's when we kind of get into the nitty gritty of like, okay, the ordinance does preserve trees, but then there's these exemptions, a lot of different exemptions for like invasive species, and there's a list of those. But most people don't know what different trees are, and I don't require them to know either. So this potential like community organized group doing the reach out to homeowners, I think can offer them like a simplified path to understanding what's going on, instead of it being up to every individual property owner to be like, okay, what am I allowed to do? I can do this tree, but not this tree, and I can use this, but I can't use this. To give just them a more streamlined way of like, the rules say this tree is okay to remove, and the rules say it's okay to use this chemical in this way under this supervision, and with this like signed agreement from the community group that's offering the oversight, or if there's people who are certified to use herbicides being involved with it, to have a signed agreement with that person in like a volunteer capacity. And then it's just sort of like, yeah, all you gotta do is just sign and we're gonna help you and show you what's going on. Yeah. Try to like lower the barrier as much as possible.
Yeah, it's just, I hate to say like an image problem, but it's kind of just an image problem.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think that's kind of something that we probably can all relate to. It's like, I think that's kind of like really reflective of what happens when you go from like being in the position of like, oh, I like nature, I'm going to learn more about nature. And then you kind of see what nature actually looks like in this current modern lens of things, and how, challenging, complicated, and nuanced it is around like, oh, maybe this patch of woods that I really liked walking through for the last 15 years, I now realize none of these plants help any of the, butterflies or birds that I like or anything like that. Yeah. And then what happens when you come out the other side of that? Yeah. You get a job working as a backpack sprayer for like $12 an hour, and then go through that process too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I ask, if this is like a community group, and
Yes.
they would need to get approval to use the herbicides because of Kingston's toxic application?
I have to bring it up because
Okay,
there
yes.
are some nuances to it, like there are exceptions.
Hmm.
Like poison ivy is an exception. I wouldn't be surprised if invasive species are an exception.
Right.
So I'll just bring it up in a second.
I think in your situation, when it comes to private property, which is where a lot of this would be focused, it'd be more New York State law that comes into place, where there's rules around people who are not the owners of that property using herbicide,
Right.
and that being pretty regulated.
Right.
And also.
Oh, that's,
And product itself, some of which being restricted and other stuff being unrestricted stuff that you can then buy at Home Depot or whatever.
right. And is the stuff that like Penn State recommends to use on Tree of Heaven one of these restricted kinds, or could you use a bunch of different kinds for
They,
herbicide?
they list different options.
Okay.
They have, some of the ones they list are restricted, and I think, at least one of them, I recall, is a unrestricted version too.
Okay.
So in other words, you can go to Home Depot and buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Pathfinder?
Yeah, I was actually at Lowe's the other day. They don't have it.
Oh, really?
Like Lowe's, yeah.
Are they like sold out or are they just?
No, they probably just don't have it. They have
Yeah.
like the premix roundup, you know.
Right, yeah.
So we have to find a vendor.
Yeah, that's a good point. Jen and I were able to do a little back and forth on this, and the really good New York State resource for researching chemicals, because there's also New York State rules around using herbicides, and just for those that are like pesticide applicator operators that need to pay attention to whether the label says it targets that species.
Anyone applying that product
Got it.
has to follow the label.
Got it, okay, yeah, which is the general rule with herbicides, that legally you need to follow the label. Yes, in this case, what would be most practical would be not the most practical, but what would be most in line with New York State laws, to my understanding, is that the property owner uses a unrestricted herbicide that its product label says it works on tree of heaven or Atlantis altissima, for the purposes of control. And there is at least 15 different unrestricted products listed through New York State resources to research this, that are available for a property owner to buy and use. Yeah. And hopefully, at least for like the initial start of this, is volunteers with garden gloves can just be pulling out the 4-foot tall saplings when you can still get the root system out. Or to Tanya's point, to be able to use the weed wands and stuff to extract up, larger sized ones and still get the majority of their roots out too.
Okay. So has any of these eager citizens been interested in taking this on?
They're all interested in joining. The responsibility of organizing is the tough one. I think there are folks out there, they just haven't been contacted yet.
And how many are you talking?
Total people so far is somewhere in the low 20s. Yeah.
That's a pretty
That's
good.
Yeah. And then how many of that goes from, I want to do something about it in my backyard, to doing something in my neighborhood, to doing something in other neighborhoods. There'll probably be some diminishing returns there, but that's okay. Yeah.
I love this. I'm imagining like a Ghostbusters unit. Yeah.
Very backpack.
Exactly. Oh,
Yeah, and,
A very gross, big bag.
yeah.
but the thing is that it seems like that's what you want to do, is just, you could start by leafleting your neighbors and then, or the neighborhood.
Right.
And then having them call, and it's a really great thing. I wish I was, 40 years younger, so.
Yeah.
Um,
Man, I wish I was 15 years younger.
So can I ask, could you use our help in, distributing pamphlets or?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's definitely a direction I'm seeing as being useful as far as, my thing that I'm coming to you all hand in hand here is both to helping with promotion of it, and then there's any personal interest in being part of the actions of it. Wouldn't you love a sneaky gross vacuum to come and help volunteer time towards these things as well? And that could be anything from pulling small weed trees. Maybe we'll be able to get to the point of that vacuum repair shop that's over next to Mother Earth, being able to provide some be a sponsor for something like that. But yeah,
you can, well, those are usually corded, but you can just use any vacuum.
if you, the inside of the container that holds whatever the vacuum sucks up will get very gross.
Right.
Yeah.
Sacrifice the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just become a dedicated tool for that. But
Right.
yeah, any vacuum would work, because I don't think any vacuums have a filter between the suction end and the bag where all the like dust and debris goes. It's the filter for the air circulation to make
Right.
it. But yeah,
But it kills them.
2 days, 2 days is the number, right? Without like a food source is when they die.
I've seen them die in a day.
Yeah.
That's just fast, but also, you know, they leave it, like, they die.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
So you don't have to wait.
yeah.
Okay.
There's no not gross way to remove spotted lake.
Just because there's a non-suffering way
Kill them immediately.
to kill them immediately, not have them slowly just.
Well, smoothie's pretty fast.
Yeah,
That's pretty quick.
So
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Vacuum with very.
Julia, I will not make you run.
That's what you need, and then you don't even need a bag at that point, you can just direct it out the side.
Okay.
Right.
Spray.
Yeah, like a wood chipper. Lawnmower.
fertilizer. No, wait.
Maybe we can work that out, but yeah,
Okay.
one more check-in. Does anyone else have any ideas or questions about this?
Are you willing to coordinate while this thing gets off the ground, or are you looking for like some, okay,
Willing to, but I would love help.
Okay.
Yeah, and this would be yet another free time thing for me as well.
right?
And is this? What are you thinking with the time scale? Is this like right now this year, or is it just like? Can we, or like pamphleting or?
I'm interested in getting promotional stuff out right away. We are in like the prime window for management of
Yeah.
a lot of aspects of Tree of Heaven with different strategies. And then obviously it's going to start small. If one other person shows up, then we, go to 3 different houses and
Mhm.
pull weeds for 4 hours. And, that's kind of it. And if it starts that way, this late summer, early fall, I would be very happy with that. And then, over winter is more educational opportunities. How to identify egg sacs, how to identify trees during the winter time. The bark looks like cantaloupe for anyone who's curious. Yeah. Outside of skin cantaloupe, right?
Is there's no way to like remote sense Tree of Heaven versus some other tree?
Yeah, there is, but it's expensive technology to get that data. Yeah. The nice thing is, I think enough people around Kingston are cued into Tree of Heaven at this point that like, if there was a group that was just putting out like a Google form saying, hey, if you know a spot where there's Tree of Heaven, like there would be hundreds of inputs and more than enough activity for a small volunteer group to deal with right away. And wherever like a mature size Tree of Heaven is, guaranteed there's seedling ones within a 15-foot
Exactly.
radius.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this right now, we can do stuff on our website and individually we could offer your support.
I would like that, yeah. And feel free to take a look at the Tree of Heaven spotted lanternfly info that I've posted on the City of Kingston Urban Forestry page. And let me know what you all think of that as well. I'm happy to take inputs on that. And I think everyone has my contact information about this stuff too.
How many other award presentations are you doing?
I've got one other one scheduled, and then feelers out to the rest of the council members, and then gotta send reminders.
What's the other one?
Ward 1.
What is that?
That is up by Forsyth Park.
No, when is that?
Oh, when is that? September 9th, I believe. Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything to say or?
Yeah, maybe we can talk about this more in new business A goal setting.
Okay. All right, can we just take a break? Because I had a call from out here that I need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Take my lead.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, everybody. Of course.
Wasn't the case that it's like this time last year, this board was also talking about tree of heaven,
Yeah.
informational things, because remember when we were working on the warrants,
He's very,
the
very good.
mass mailer
I'm
for,
interested in
yeah,
that.
Kingston
I
Annex.
think, you know, the
You were
next
like-
meeting that you all have,
Right.
I know Tom was.
Talk about the
mentioned that. Yeah,
Or I guess it was.
You two both know that I've talked to you two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Relationship with tree of heaven and
Creepy.
Yeah,
See ya.
You know, just recently when you saw it.
when I saw it, I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
it's really alarming.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
It's like, oh, I
Yeah, like
just get a giant
Yeah.
bag and just put it in the street.
Some people use water bottles, you can hold them up to each individual spottle entry fly and they'll jump in. They're not
What?
vibrate, they're like the dumbest insect.
Oh, like a white water bottle or like
Just
a
like a regular water bottle.
plastic
Just
water
like
bottle.
you slowly, so don't move fast, because that's how they react. You know,
Yeah.
they react to fast moving things, but if you move slowly with a water bottle, put it over them, they'll jump in the water bottle.
And then they're just like kind of stuck in there.
Yeah, and then you have a water bottle full of spell entry fly, not quite
Which,
smoothie.
I mean, everyone
but
wants to have.
You're suffering.
Is it a dry water bottle or a full water bottle?
Dry. Yeah, I don't like putting them in hand sanitizer or anything that looks like suffering to me. Yeah, so you, by the way, yeah, it's a dry water bottle and then you put the cap on and then they suffocate really quickly, so.
If you put them in a pool, they'll swim for at least half an hour. We just saw that the other day.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they swim at the beach too.
Yep, you
Oh,
probably
wow.
need like soapy water or something to bring that surface tension.
I did see it pretty fantasy.
That does happen, yeah, pregnant mantises will eat anything, you know, so. But not a lot of them.
Yes.
A lot of the mantises are not native, so if you careful, they'll eat native insects, yeah. So I'm sorry to burst that bubble.
They're so cool looking though.
They are really cool, but I've seen them eating like monarchs and.
Oh.
Okay, so about native and invasive and pollinator gardens. We still don't have the document up. And did it ever get converted to a PDF or is that my job?
I think we're still waiting on an abstract.
Oh, really?
You promised to, didn't you? If you can't do it.
No, I can totally
Okay.
do that. Yeah, this is that. I just slipped.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mentioned that you could do it
Yes.
first. So waiting on that one, sounds
Okay.
good, I can convert it to a PDF and send it to you.
And, okay, and then I don't have anything else on pollinators. The Y did something this weekend, but I didn't go to it or anything, but that would have been a good place for this, no, it was on bees, but yeah. Would have been a nice place to let people know about spotted manticore. Because that's the thing, there's also, I mean, I don't know where there are gatherings. Okay, but I'm just gonna say, I can't see where the website information is, but,
Yeah.
okay, never mind, okay. I don't have anything, is there any more on pollinators and native plants? Though, all right, how about what action on wetland preservation data maps and outreach?
Did you attend the Pattern for Progress? Thought you did recently, about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, I did,
Yeah, I attended too.
yeah, we do have some action, no.
Yeah, we actually did something. Gee, I don't know if I have an update though on that.
Well, Pattern, I thought Pattern gave a presentation and it was mostly about how, I thought that they were doing a study to kind of see what the effect of protecting so many wetlands, what that would do for like developers or space. But they didn't present that. But they have published something. And they also talked a lot about how to get the jurisdictional determination. So that it was good education for the people that were on the call.
Yeah, It was a little different than the Brian Drum presentation that I attended previously. Maybe you were on that too, maybe you weren't.
Okay, was, yeah, how was it different?
I think just the time frame where further down the road, there were more people seeking jurisdictional determination, so there was more information available, what's happening.
Yeah, there was discussion about that, like
Yeah.
whether or not they can keep up with the demand. And they did have like an independent, a private lawyer that was talking, that was a presenter. And what else they said. But there is the, the jurisdictional determinations are going down to the regional levels and whether or not they can get people out to, their staff out to do any mapping or, I don't know, identification, I would say.
Yeah, I think the word bottleneck was used.
Yeah.
My notes indicate.
Yeah,
I have the slides too. I think it said it on the slides.
yeah, so that's an issue, but I think that for us still, I don't know if they brought up the point that, if you ask for a jurisdictional determination and they don't get it to you in time, then you can send another certified letter or whatever, and then basically, instead of defaulting to, yes, it's a wetland, it defaults to, no, it's not a wetland, right? And for 5 years, right? Is that true? Yeah.
Yes, I got my determination letter past the deadline and it was a positive determination.
Yeah.
So it was not a default, no.
Because you got, yeah.
Yeah, I thought originally that it passed the deadline for them getting back to you was the default.
No, I think you have to
You have to
You
receive.
have to send a certified letter saying, I wasn't, it's been 90,
Oh,
yes. That's it.
Yeah, they also brought up something that was a little, part of the rush to apply for the jurisdictional determination may be due to regulatory effects in 2028 and by perceived NISDEC actions using wetlands mapping for acquisition purposes to preclude development. And some of the people that were on this, the way I attended was through Hudson Valley Alliance for Affordable Housing and Conservation. That's where I got the link from, because Patton is involved with that, and Alan is frequently a presenter there. So that brought up the development that might get precluded could be affordable housing.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, hence we had a couple of the Habitat people. I think Habitat from Newburgh attended as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that brings us back over to Hudson.
Yeah,
Valley
there's still a
Alliance.
conflict
Different
between
discussion.
housing and protection of,
And David Church, who I believe is a pretty knowledgeable person, had a question on the 1975 mapping status versus the new jurisdictional determinations and comparing the maps.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was the answer?
Well, I don't know that Adam had an answer for him on that. I don't see it. That was just something he brought up and was duly noted.
Okay,
And I think he was told to, verify the informational mapping with Brian Drum.
mhm.
Sounds like we're just sort of not going there. Maybe a circular reference. And they provided a bunch of links.
Bunch of what?
Links.
Oh, links.
Links. ArcGIS mapping, etc.
Yeah, there's, okay. So we have a good idea what ours are, and hopefully we can just keep watching this, and the planning department is letting people know.
Yeah, and the wetlands of unusual importance were mentioned as well, so that's us. Yeah. I think it's all good.
Yeah, it's good that they. And I can send the report out if you want it. Okay. So the next one is CSE outreach distribution list recruitment and website. Okay. So in the minutes, it said that Ray and you will work on the website.
I do have a draft of all the text and some pictures and things. One of the things I have like resources where we'll put links to the native plant thing and then the just air connection. Thinking about maybe putting the wetland map on there also, so if people are curious about some things. Those kinds of things. There was a section in the old website that I liked. It was like, current, what was it, like active projects, something like that. Current initiatives. I like that. That's kind of the last thing I need to fill in to send the draft out to everyone to see what they think of the website. But I mean, it's mostly just trimming things down and updating some text and then adding some resources thing.
And because Julie asked just to give her.
A Word document, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And then, but you can link it.
Yeah, there's the,
Yeah. Okay. So when do you think you'll get that so we can look at it?
And maybe by week, I mean, especially if we come up with some initiatives we want to pursue today,
Mhm.
or even just some general ideas, or we can leave that blank, and just have the other stuff. That's fine too.
Okay, well. Then Julie, I know you're going on vacation, but do you do the work or does someone else, or do you send it to someone else?
Of posting the website,
Yeah,
I will do.
so does it take long or?
If it is in a copy and paste process,
Mhm.
it could take me 14 seconds,
Yeah, what about if there's images?
15 seconds.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. But we can give you the images.
But it's like, I would love it to be as copy and paste ready as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, links are already hyperlinked.
Yeah.
Images are like reasonably sized and ready to go.
Okay.
Like, if you want things at a different tab, or like the fonts should all be ready and like sizes and.
And we just use the fonts that's on there.
Yeah.
All right, well, you have to look at it.
Yeah, no,
All right, great. Yeah, okay, all right, so we got the website out. Note, is there any action on recruitment?
No one has reached out.
We've kind of given up on high school. But,
Oh, they're not there now.
yeah, no, but this is sometimes it,
Oh, yeah.
um, and then CAC outreach. Anyway, anything else? Any other ideas? I know you sent us some information about how out of date it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, maybe once our website looks like it's, active,
Right.
maybe it will get more attention. But I do wonder how many people would ever stumble across this website in the first place, even if it looks fantastic.
Right.
We still have a budget left?
You do.
We have like 500. How much did we
hire somebody to do the website?
Well, we have to
Curious.
use the city's
Right.
website.
Do we have to? I mean, but still, can we get someone to like either like?
Yeah. I don't know.
I still like that, I mean, I could make it look nice, but I think the problem you just identified would still exist, that it would still be like this webpage is kind of like in the city of Kingston.
You have to be looking
Site
for
that
it.
somebody would have to
Unless-
be looking for
unless-
unless we get other organizations to link to us.
Right.
Yes, I will say just, yes, you still have budget left over. There was 1,000 in there. Some of that, 500 of it is going towards the air quality monitor. When I hear back from Eli, maybe less. I did, by the way, put it in. You suggesting it, I put it in as a recommendation for next year.
Oh, thank you.
Although we've spent 0 by the end of the year, that would be harder to argue for.
I know.
But spending money to perhaps somebody design a webpage is not gonna happen. Okay.
Yeah.
The city is migrating our website, so it's going to be better than it currently is, but right now, all you can give me is content.
Can he give you search terms?
Right.
You can give me anything that you wanna give me that you think that you already see present there. If you don't see something already present there that like exists, then it's not gonna be something I can additionally get.
So we can look at the source code and see what, if there's any.
Well, I don't know if I follow. Like, oh, when people Google something, the search terms.
Yeah,
And what do I do with that?
that goes in the source code. That's why I don't know if you know how to put it in the source code.
I don't know.
Well, but I am thinking maybe if we had whatever, this isn't something that I'm very familiar with, but like the search engine optimization, if we
That's
had some
exactly.
things where like people are looking up environment Kingston,
Yeah.
if we pop out there
Right.
somewhere, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
And maybe
that's-
that comes with like, if people look up native plants Kingston, and then our website is the one that has Jen's guide,
Right,
then that would be a good way for people to see
the
what.
search, the search engines, it would, or like air quality or air pollution.
Right.
You can throw all those terms in it, and,
But that's the thing, is in the source code of the web page, you're saying?
yeah, do you know how to get to the source code? Or you just click on, you right click and it says source code and you can read it.
Oh, but only Julie could edit that. But. is that like-
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
But if it's something that's more complicated, but we still want it, it can still happen. It just means it will take longer and has to go to someone besides. me.
right,
We have.
right, so we can
Right.
ask you to put the source code.
So that could be
Put
good,
the
we could
search engine. up.
brainstorm from some of those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
no, I guess out of curiosity, we could all just try looking up, things that we think are relevant and see if CAC pops up. I don't know.
Yeah, because when I look up the natural resources inventory of the open space plan, because I can't find it where I put it on my own computer. I look those kind of things up, but I know what I'm looking for. And you do it, you kind of have to say, City of Kingston, New York,
Yeah, that's true.
not
Not
Ontario,
Yeah.
California. So,
Yeah.
but that can happen, so.
So on that note, actually, what I'm wondering now is, how did everybody here find out about the CAC? Because maybe that was the path. Like, do we all read the mayor's newsletter? Because if so, then that's the only one that works.
I was specifically looking for it because I had been on the Kingston and I got term limited off of that. And I was like, okay, what's my next city commission gonna be? And so I just went to the link where all the boards and commissions were listed and then I just went through them.
I have no
Okay.
memory of.
Most, I asked you, no, you.
Well, yeah,
But
I don't know how we stumbled across the web page,
Well, the webpage, well, because there's different ways that you can apply, and you can actually check
It's on
on.
Facebook. I saw a Facebook post
Oh, wow.
about joining commissions in Kingston. I don't know.
Some who was posted up.
Right, and then but isn't that application, can't you just check everything you're interested in?
Yeah, but I looked
Oh.
into them,
Oh.
because I was like, what is this?
Okay. Great,
And someone sent me that link.
Okay.
Cool.
Did you know about like this committee
No.
council before? Okay. Right. I also wonder how many people. It's cool.
I imagine not many.
Right.
many,
Like
many,
are half of them at this table?
half of them,
That would be better. But I don't know.
at least half.
Right.
Very house watching.
Yeah, I admit we could definitely do more promotion. Yeah, and
Yeah.
That's why I was just curious about trying to get someone who actually kind of can navigate / do that in a slightly more efficient, better way. Maybe
Right.
not been updating the whole website, but at least be a guiding hand. I'm not. I can
I don't know, right. Climate Smart has this, Kaya is doing like social media or something, right? Does that get a good response from people?
That's in the eye of the beholder. Where you're good.
I guess like, are more people than Climate Smart and Kaya's mom looking at that?
More people are following Climate Smart than they are following the CAC.
Do we have
Right.
a social media? Too?
The CAC?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I think so. If we do, no one is certainly managing it.
Right.
If at all, I don't know. I've never been on Facebook, so I don't know, and I'm not managing it. I'm not offering to. So.
I didn't think we had a
Maybe
Facebook.
we don't.
Yeah. If I do say so myself, I feel like I ran a very successful Instagram campaign for the Community Preservation Fund.
Right.
So I'm happy to help with.
Oh, okay, great.
Figure out then.
And what is
Not
the,
Facebook, but Instagram, I think is. the
That's
way
probably
to
a
go.
good in this case, yeah.
I will not do TikTok.
no,
I will say that
Yeah.
is planning on getting into social media stuff. There is a social media policy. Well, I don't know, I can't remember if it's the cities or if Climate Smart created one.
I thought it was the cities.
Yeah,
There
Right.
was something
where's
with
the city social media policy?
Melissa and maybe Betta were involved in the early stage with
Right.
Cal.
so
before
would
you were
it be,
showing up.
would it be summer or
Yeah,
who should we ask?
To get the social media policy? I can circulate it.
Okay.
And
That's an option.
they have Climate Smart has about 748 followers and 701 likes.
that's really good.
It's more than we've got.
That's cute. Wait, it was for like a single post, they're getting 700.
No, not for a single post.
Oh.
It just says it on the top, how many, the summary of how many likes
Oh.
and how many followers.
Got it.
Oh, it's 10 years.
Right. Right.
And some months, there's a very minimal update over there.
Right.
Right.
It's just, the Melissa puts the repair cafe, that might be it in certain months. In other months, we're doing the Earth Fair or something else.
All right. Well, that would be great to have some social media. So we have to get some content. Clean up the website. So we'll try for that by
Yeah.
some real action.
Good.
Oh, and the reason I asked Julie is she's going on vacation, so we're probably not gonna be able to send her anything.
We do have a Facebook page. Who knew?
I knew it. I said it. I knew
Great, what was the
This
last
goes back
post?
to like, Susan Harrith and Arthur being on the council.
Picture
Doesn't feel
Is that
embarrassed.
picture from Kingston?
I don't know.
It's just, it's environment.
Upper Rundown Creek, right?
So how do
Did you see the
you?
last post?
But yeah, there was an event by
Oh, yeah.
Rebecca Martin. The last post was in October 2014.
There's only one member.
Yeah,
Oh, can you scroll back just a little?
Oh, yeah, sure, down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably not it.
Oh, KingstonCitizens.org.
Yeah, that would have been Rebecca Martin.
So this isn't our Facebook.
And she never served on the
This is
council.
just an event. It's not a page.
I have a
Maybe,
public group
maybe,
that came up for me,
Oh, really?
but there's one member and there's three posts. No, there's three posts.
So how can
They're not good. They're not
Right,
good.
but it's an event that they created.
There's a real
Yeah.
web page,
So it's
Yeah.
not its own group and it's
and
not.
there's a real Facebook page
It's an event.
sometimes too.
You know what this is about? This is about Niagara
Was
Water.
that your new quote?
I just
Read it
quoted
out
it,
loud.
yeah.
That's.
The other one is Brett Stalker.
And at a meeting.
Right, well, you can get some. Because I don't even know, how do you get rid of
A
a
big
big
meeting.
Facebook page?
Maybe you just did it in water. That's what I'm scrolling. Anybody have the-
Special meeting.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I don't have to do it.
We could write a Facebook, this is Facebook.
Please.
Mine is.
I know, I mean, when people die, that's.
Also, if you are gonna move forward with any social media, our IT director needs to be also an administrator, so that they can at any
Yeah.
moment remove anything that you post that is not
Kosher. What's the IT director?
Kyle McIntosh.
Okay.
That's a great name.
So I think we just got to the bottom of the Kingston, posting, Kingston CAC posting, it had to do with Niagara Water in 2014. That's why Rebecca Martin was involved. She was promoting the CAC meeting where we had so
Oh, I
many
see.
people in the other room over there.
Okay. All right, anything on the River Cities?
Just confirming that I do now know when this is. It is September 9th. I don't, at Forsyth Park from 3 to 5 p.m. And I don't have any more details than that, but I will get them to you before September 9th.
Are the River City people gonna let us know?
I will let you know if they don't.
What day of the week is the night?
Tuesday.
Oh. That's what I thought.
There is a sign up with Scenic Hudson.
Oh, there's?
I signed up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yes. I don't know where I saw it, but it exists now.
Oh, then it already exists.
Okay. So you're gonna be a buyer blitzer?
If I can.
See. I mean, they're looking for qualified individuals.
I know.
And you are, no, you are qualified, I'm not, that's.
Yeah. But I think it's about a naturalist, so it's also like non-qualified people can.
Packaging reduction and recycling infrastructure act, do we need to talk about that until the next time?
I keep that on here.
Um,
Well, it doesn't go anywhere.
no, it didn't get anywhere, but by the way, there's a summit on plastic waste, a international summit, and they're trying to figure out there was an article today, they're meeting.
Oh, I will say, totally unrelated, but it's also sort of related, is I heard grapevine that Lego is going to start taking Legos back.
Oh,
And so they are shifting over to plant matter based products, but they're also now starting to take them back. If you send back 25 pounds of loose Lego, not constructed, you will get $100 gift certificate towards more Lego products,
What a deal.
right?
Well, you know,
Good to know.
I got probably, I got 100.
Who's found Lego? I mean,
I do,
everyone is.
I do, my son is 38 years old.
And mine's 15 and I have probably 700 pounds. Anyway, that is an example of producer responsibility.
It's pretty cool.
Yes. And while we're on the topic, it opens Schenectady for the next month. There's an artist that builds everything out of Legos, and you can go see him
What?
at the Schenectady Armory Museum. Yeah,
Oh, that's sweet.
yeah. Okay, landfill leachate resolution. I don't know where that went. I stopped following it, but it was, they were moving it forward. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was a resolution at the council.
Yeah, we asked them to do the resolution.
Right.
And anyway, so it's moving forward. Then I'm gonna just, Jenna, I wanted to talk about the neighborhood.
I'll kind of run through that.
No problem. Okay. Yeah, so let's skip down
Do you want to do
to,
the food and water watch?
yeah, let's do the food and water watch. Can you bring that up?
Well, what are you asking me to bring up?
He was
Okay, right,
saying,
we're not public. We got-
Michelle Hurst sent something and to Kevin.
That's something that we want to share publicly.
Yeah, she asked us to.
Okay.
Can it be on the YouTube?
Yeah, I think she asked.
So what am I sharing, the link to the letter or the attached resolution? What would you want me to bring up?
Probably the resolution. And I'll find their text.
I think this group is,
What you-
So there was an email that was sent to Kevin, myself, and Emily from Michelle Hirsch, who is an alder person, and it was sent on Monday. Please find attached a PDF of the memorializing resolution opposing fracked gas pipeline expansion in New York. Food and Water Watch asked me to introduce the common council for message. So far, Rockland County and Croton, Hastings, Village and Town of Austining, North Salem, Tarrytown, Peekskill, and all past resolutions. I would like to run this past the CAC to see if you have anything to add or change in the resolution, which I hope to be accepted as a late communication to go before public safety later this month.
What's from, oh, sorry.
I'd like to the letter in a Google Doc, if there are any changes to be made, is here, and then, is the letter different than the resolution? Let me bring it up, and then we'll see, yep, it's the same, okay, so I'll show this.
Right, and she sent us a Google Doc link if we want to edit it. So sure about that or not. Yeah, it's.
Yeah. The introductory paragraph explains it.
I'm just wondering about the timing of this. Is there something happening with regard to these pipelines that is prompting like this now, or?
Well, the way Michelle had spoken to me before she sent me this, yeah, she thinks there is something happening. I think it go down one of the whereas clauses. I wouldn't read that into the thing, but, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And political.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the gist of it.
What's the timing?
I don't. She may have this at laws and rules for
No, she said public safety on the end.
public safety. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry.
what did you just answer, Malia? What was the question, or what was the answer to the question?
What's driving this? Well,
Yeah.
the pipeline people are back because of, the current, environment.
Oh, I
Like,
see.
environment is more favorable for them, so to speak.
So the idea is because, I mean, I don't know whether Kingston has any jurisdiction, like this is, would be a state decision, or is this, the idea is that the more cities sign up with something like this, then it helps the state with the actions they need to take.
Yeah.
This is not binding in any
No, it's
way, right?
memorializing. Yeah, I think that's the first thing, right, memorializing.
This says the Algonquin pipeline expansion project Maple would interfere and negatively impact the Hudson River ecosystem, which flows through Kingston.
They're putting it under the Hudson River? But they must just be crossing the river. Oh, and the Indian Point, well, if it's within, near the Indian Point, okay, but it's way down. I'm sorry, I didn't even see it. So it's also like basically asking Governor Hochul to
Right.
deny any expansion. So the action we can take is, it's fine and we don't have any additions to the resolution.
So unless somebody has an addition, it sounds all good.
I think it would be a lot shorter. Yeah, like there's several clauses that could be taken out that aren't directly relevant, and it doesn't even need to be political, right? I mean, it's like, this is a Hudson city, and anything that happens that would materially impact the Hudson impacts us. Whether or not anyone is putting pressure on anyone else, whether or not utility prices are rising.
Well, I'd be happy to let her know that it needs to be shortened. But we're not necessarily endorsing it, right? She's just asking us to, she didn't ask us to.
Right, so this is coming to us just for our awareness?
No, she asked us if we had any comments.
Yeah, as input.
Yeah, well, that's my comment. It's long and it's got some extraneous stuff that's not necessary.
Mhm. All right.
What's
I
the
also don't know.
reason of the name?
Statements like this are necessary.
Project.
Right, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
The project,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Project enable.
Oh, that's one of the pipelines.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I just kept seeing it over and over. I didn't get to the action probably. So,
Somewhere.
Enbridge's Algonquin pipeline expansion called Project Maple. And a new or previously defeated pipelines included the Williams Constitution Pipeline and the NESE and NESEs down below.
I see there it is.
Northeast Supply Enhancement Project. So. Yeah, I think the now therefore be it resolved that the city of Kingston, in the interest of protecting its residents, urges Governor Hochul to oppose the various expansions. Is probably sufficient. So.
So the request was, I would like to run this past the CAC to see if you have anything to add or change in the resolution, which I hope to be accepted as a late communication to go before public safety later this month. It would be late communication because any communications going before any committee, I'm saying it's myself, not my reading. It would be late communication because any communications that would go before a committee this month need to be in by July, the last Friday in July.
Right.
Sometimes people push in late communications, which is emergency.
And they meet the fourth Thursday, Wednesday, sorry, so. Tomorrow's the 13th, so it would be the 27th. Okay, I'm fine with corresponding with her unless Kevin, you want to do it.
No, it's fine.
All right, I'll do it. All right, so neighborhood notification or whatever it's called. Jen pointed out that in the active law, which is in the minutes from last week, it never mentions that you can sign up to be notified. So I'm not sure about that, but there were two things. I reached out to the Department of Health to see if there was any action on that, but I didn't get a response, but I did hear from the woman who her name is Heidi, and she works at the Department of the Environment, but she's coordinating the water quality coordinating committee, which is where this came up, because pesticides, can affect water. And she felt that next year they're really revamping it and they're going to do like different committees and stuff, so that she thinks that this could be one of the projects to really get the word out. And but then I'm also going to follow up just with some of the other people in county government to remind them that this law exists, right? So, because one of the things we could be involved in is that in the probably one store in Kingston that actually sells pesticides, they are supposed to have a warning label in that area. And they're not even, right? So, but I think there would be only one store. There's only thing.
And city limits, is that her office?
Yeah. Yeah. So that would get followed a bit. So I want to do that. And then the other thing is Kevin and I attended the Hudson River Watershed Alliance every 5-year roundtable yesterday. Lots of good projects. And I guess the important thing, for one thing we learned for sure, is that they are going to hire a watershed coordinator for the lower Esopus watershed, and that affects us because we're in the watershed.
And who will that person report to?
They're gonna be in the Department of Environment. Yeah. And they're gonna do other work, just coordinating the other watersheds. In the house, in the camps. And the weird thing about Ulster County is that everything that kind of New York City controls, they're separate than the rest of the watersheds that are not under New York City. So that's a.
So the lower surface one person's gonna be reporting to the state DEC, not the.
No, Department of Environment, Ulster County. Department
Ulster
of
County,
Environment.
okay,
Yeah.
right.
Which is also, they found a director, Andy Beckini was in his office. And he's gonna be the new director taking over from Europe. So. So that's, I think that's under, anyway, we didn't put it in, I wanted to make sure I covered. Okay, so that's why, yeah, so do you have anything more about the neighborhood?
No, I guess the only thing is, you don't need to be on a list to be notified, they still have to notify. If within 150 feet of the property, that
Yeah.
it's on spring.
If your property is familiar with that property.
Correct, yes.
Okay,
So I think,
The building manager, if you're in like an apartment.
nice.
that anyone who lives in Roosevelt Park and a lot of people spray.
Yep.
That would be an applicable test case. So. Anyway, because I don't live anywhere where. Well, they do, but. I don't have a lot of neighbors. But anyway, if you notice, you might have. Yeah, we're supposed to be notified. I don't think we'll be.
It seems spring, keep it in there. Dark, it's the whole wooded area.
Yeah, and I don't think.
At least that's where I am.
An individual property owner is still supposed to put signups, but they don't have to notify them.
Right.
No,
They don't show their
I don't know.
We should figure that out.
Yeah.
And then you're saying there should be a sign at places people can buy pesticides that notifies them of the fact that they should be notifying people? Or is that in the, I should have looked at the code?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Okay, we should all look at the code.
Yeah,
If that's not the case,
yeah, that's.
maybe we could coordinate that with
Yeah.
Herzog's or something.
Yeah.
A little. Yeah, and then they could sell the little flags right there too.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't know where people are getting these flags.
The OSN.
Yeah. Who's going to do
You
that?
have to order that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, usually you get like a commercial business who are doing that.
Okay, for the home. Yeah.
Isn't one of the issues is, they're individual homeowners that are doing this, but then there's no certification for landscape companies, right, or management?
There is.
But
For pesticide application?
okay, for the pesticide application, but in general, for the way they do their work, and so they just go and they do whatever they do, whether it's pesticide application or not, and they're not putting up these flags, right, aren't they responsible for?
They are legally required if they're applying pesticide to be licensed, registered, and have signage.
And to put-
And follow
notification.
safety protocols like
Yeah, all-
personal protective equipment
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because
Depends on the company.
yeah,
No, they are supposed to, and that's why just more PR about this and putting them on the, making sure that they're doing their job. It can be technical, like, well, are you spraying or using granule or, I don't.
Yeah, there are some exceptions, but I think it's all like organic pesticides now. I don't think it's like the formulation of.
Nice. Anyway, all right, well, we'll keep watching that. Okay, so I'm gonna hand it over to Brendan for goal setting and prioritization.
We're on announcements and communication, so
We're in new business.
Yeah, we skipped over two announcements for a second.
Oh, all right, 'cause I had New York, New Jersey gas on that one,
Okay,
very briefly. Sure, do you want to go first?
Probably then, doesn't make a difference. As long as you know where everything goes in the minutes, it's all.
Yeah, well, yeah, the topics are all there, it's just a matter if the rest.
all right, so if you can, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I attended this, late July, and there wasn't much discussion on storm surge barriers specifically, but what they were doing was smaller actions, which they were asked to do, the Army Corps was asked to do previously. And our Corps, only me, Klaus from Piermont, and somebody from Westchester who I didn't know, don't have their name, they didn't, were attended for the Hudson Valley, as far as I know. So the question that came up was, with, Klaus had brought this up previously, and I collaborated with him on a comment to the Army Corps, to whatever they're doing down there, maybe they should, in terms of land-based actions, not storm surge barriers, but land-based actions, they should provide funding for us up here. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like very short comment.
And so are you suggesting that we do that again for the?
I think we should get it in. Yeah, Klaus is gonna do whatever he's gonna do. So here, she'll be very similar, if not identical.
All right, so you wanna,
Yeah, I can organize that.
do we need to vote or anything? So, we're gonna allow you to, send that,
Okay.
because the deadline is August.
August
or
22nd, that's a very short.
August
comment.
22nd, yeah, so.
Yes. Yeah, one of them is soft solutions in Staten Island, one of them is channel solutions in, near the Meadowlands in New Jersey, and the other one is a hard solution on the Harlem River Drive in Upper Manhattan. So we'll be looking at something, if we were to get funding, probably, we might have to do a little hard solution on East Strand, and we might, more likely, we'll be doing softer solution.
Okay,
But either way, let's see if we can get the funding.
all right, great. Thank you.
I'm sorry, how much funding would this be, you know?
It's unclear at this point.
Okay.
Because they have to go back to Congress. That's what we want to get
Got
this
it.
in.
Okay.
So when they do the 2026 appropriations, there's money for the Hudson Valley.
Great.
They may just blow us off, more than likely they will.
It's worth an effort.
But let's put
Okay.
the effort in and see what we can do.
Great.
Great.
Okay, now we're in new business and we're coordinate.
Great. Okay. So, last week, we're talking briefly about maybe setting some goals or pursuing some new topics, as a group or maybe in like subgroups. I thought of, I brainstormed a bunch of things that we could potentially do, but then like, of course, over the course of this conversation today, it seems like there are a lot of great avenues for action that popped up. And I'm thinking that maybe we take some time and, see if any of these call to us, and then talk about pursuing this group. First, I kind of wanted to get a commitment check, like how many hours per week people are willing and able to put towards things, because we should probably temper our expectations. I mean, by we mean, of what's like actually feasible for this group to do based on how much time we have. And like, I know everyone's super busy all the time. So, that would be a good thing to do. Then maybe we can all throw out some topics of interest, either that we've thought of previously or that came up today. Talk about some of them, see if they fit in with our idea of what this group ought to be doing. And then, I don't know, talk about how we might want to split off and do some more brainstorming or some work, homework to bring back for next time. I thought that makes sense to people.
And did you want to do that right now?
We can just a bit.
Okay.
I mean, we can certainly go around and say how many hours, I mean, maybe not certainly. I don't want to put anyone on the spot to come up with like a free time do you have in your life question. I mean,
Okay.
but we also don't
All
have to
right,
do
no,
this.
I'll start, kind of, this is not like once a week, I'm gonna work on something for an hour. because I'll be very intensively like working on the community preservation plan where I'll put in a lot of hours, you know, and then then it kind of tapers off. And but my problem with going through and working on anything is the lack of time. Or, also sometimes it can be the knowledge. If you don't understand something, you gotta do some. So I would say, 1 or 2 hours a week. Yeah. And that's why it's hard to say, oh, yeah, I'll take this next one. Yeah. And right now I'm working on the conference of the environment. So.
This is making me think, not to say, oh, let's do this and then change course, but maybe what we could talk about briefly. Then, like, if we all have like 2 hours committed to this now, maybe
I'm
instead of.
sorry. I do not have 2 hours a week.
Right. Well, or not a week. I'm sorry, 2 hours a month. No, I don't have 2 hours a week committed. No, that was my misspeak.
Okay.
No,
2 hours a week in
2
a
hours.
month is this meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. This is maybe what we could ask then. Given that we have committed 2 hours a month to this meeting, do we feel like these meetings are achieving what we want to achieve with the time we have here? Maybe we could talk about raising this time instead of. Again, I don't want to throw commitments on people. That's the last thing I'm going to do. But
That's a good
So-
question.
Yeah, I mean, I welcome that discussion. I think that'd be useful.
Okay.
I mean, I don't, like, we could break this meeting into, we could create some space for us to, in addition to doing some updates, we would like prioritize the key updates. A lot of the stuff we don't need to go over every month, or it could be just like a one sentence thing and next, and then we brainstorm, or we have like little subgroups, or we just go off in the corner and like, let's talk about what do we think we should do on project X? And so that we're producing something.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I want these meetings are intense. These are my longest meetings that I have currently. So breaking them up like that would be awesome.
Maybe it'd be nice to hear what your passion is.
I mean, I don't know if the passion is necessarily the thing that's driving it, besides the passion of already wanting to be a part of this. But I think it's the trying to knock things off of a list, I think is a pretty good way to at least start that process and to introduce new things that we're more passionate about later. Like, figuring out what to do with the website and social media or getting the word out is kind of seems like a pretty big thing to start with. And just understanding that like we don't have a base of communication to the outside world. What is the point of meeting up in the first place?
Yeah, I am thinking, another thing though is, from what I understand, this group has traditionally been very policy oriented, which doesn't necessarily require communication with the outside world, just the inside world that sits in that hall. But that's not to say that, I think we should do more outside communication.
Well, it's not to get these resources out to people, like the planning guide.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the outreach is great.
No, totally.
Yeah.
I very much agree. But I guess what I'm saying is this group could be facing in two directions, and then we had talked about, one thing that was exciting me was there's this awesome work that was put into the comprehensive plan about things developers should consider when they're working on new proposals. But it's just kind of a recommendation right now. But it would be cool if we could do some policy work and make that more formally integrated into the planning process. So that's one thing that I could see this group doing. I thought was kind of exciting, and that would definitely benefit from outreach, but it's also like facing more towards the rules of city government and like doing programs with people. And if we split up, we could do all of these things.
That you're envisioning as splitting up into smaller groups.
And I think I,
During the time that way,
During the time.
Yeah.
like breakout sessions.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know if that's a problem for this recording thing, but,
Point.
yeah, but,
Because if there's more than, if there's quorum, it has to be public.
Yeah.
And announced in advance.
Right, well, but then if we were here and it was announced in advance and we had quorum, but then we had two conversations going simultaneously,
Oh.
that
are
doesn't.
we
seem
not
like
allowed to do that?
that's right. How does that work?
I don't know. I don't know how that would work. That might have to be some sort of breakout Zoom.
Right,
oh, I see. Oh, it couldn't be just the camera focused on two set of easels that at the same.
Well, does the
time-
meeting have to last from 6 to 8?
No,
No.
Because we could do our business from 6 to 7, and then we could say,
it's a working.
yeah, and then we stay until 8 and we do our like working, whatever.
and it wouldn't be quorum technically because there would be two groups or whatever.
Yeah, 3 and 3.
Right.
That feels like a workaround that would not fly.
But if we
All right.
went to.
We're not allowed to talk to each other. So.
No,
That seems-
so let's
Do business related to the.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what we're really passionate about, like if it's the website right now, and then we just say we're working on this. And not worry about the mechanics of it. So that's why I asked you about your passion, because if people are passionate about something like air pollution or recycling or pollinators, then they tend to like really want to be engaged in that and
Right.
learn stuff, so.
Right.
That, and it can't be to the detriment of other things.
Yeah.
But if we have the, expertise or the interest and passion. And also what's a gap, and there is a gap with, there is a gap about, really about, pollinators, people, and there's nothing really in the city that's going on except for whatever our urban forester can keep doing.
Can I mention, so I had a meeting this afternoon with the electric about the Hudson Valley Community Air Network.
Yeah.
And this is somewhere where I think our committee and the city of Kingston the city's already playing sort of leadership role, but I think we could extend that, because one of the things that we at BARD hope to do is get more institutions to participate. And so the city of Kingston was an early partner. I'm going to be reaching out to some of the other educational institutions around here to see if they'll host a sensor. And it would be great if the city of Kingston would be a partner, not just in maintaining the network, but helping attract more members to it and encouraging other institutions to like host a sensor or host an informational session about like what this data is and how it can be used.
Right.
I think I saw somewhere that the YMCA is having some kind of community engagement day or something. I thought maybe that's an opportunity for some kind of presentation to be made or a table to be made or something like that. But that's a kind of partnership that I don't think would require like a lot of extra work, and capitalize those events already happening. And that also helps, like, as I said, burnish the leadership that Kingston's already showing by being an early adopter. So that's something that I would love to sort of help advance, because I'm already doing it in my other jobs.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Like that, yeah, that's what. I just want to say that there is going to be at this, there's going to be a roundtable of people that want to talk about what their CACs are working on at the conference on the environment, and the air quality will be really good presentation. When I give the talks, when I mention at the EMCs, well, I don't really, maybe I should talk about it more. But anyway, so if someone felt comfortable to do that on October 25th, we could, and that would be October 24th. That would be one conduit. And, I like that idea and website, so on.
Well, yeah, no, what are you passionate about?
You guys,
Yeah.
it's smoothies,
Yeah.
sugar smelly, and like ecology work. What I do is land management, so anything in that realm, I'm passionate about and knowledgeable on.
Yeah. Are there any kinds of I don't know, projects or things that you think would excite you the most, in that realm?
Things we've talked about. I mean, I participated in some littler projects.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do something bigger. I don't have an idea right now.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought about it. But I can't.
Just a quick thought, back what we were talking about structuring this. So if it's not kosher for us to have breakout groups or it's too complicated, then maybe again, what we can do to create space for ourselves is still open for people who need to be able to watch it is again, we're prioritizing the items that really need updating in person, and then somebody's introducing a topic every time. Here's the issue that we want to brainstorm about, or that we need to make progress on, and let's just nug through it together. And it's more of a conversation, and it's a session where we're really creatively thinking together and trying to advance a project.
Yeah, and is your idea that then it would cycle through?
Possibly, well, not necessarily, because I don't want to add another thing to this list. It's okay, now we have to
Yeah.
Right, back an update on it.
Right.
It's more let's use this time together to put our brains together and come up with some ideas, and then whoever introduced that topic's okay, I'm gonna go work on it now. And then as they can let people know if they need more input, or if they have a document that needs to come back, and that comes back through. But it doesn't necessarily require its own agenda update every single month.
Yeah. Okay.
So I might call it projects, and we can just keep a list that we're aware that these things are ongoing, but they don't require us to spend time talking about them every single time.
Right.
Okay. And I just want to say that you can have a working group outside, but people are trying to limit their hours, but you can have a working group that works on a topic.
We might use that as I'm not sure if we do right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Who brought those tomatoes?
Me.
Oh, it's
I'll leave out.
So I guess, is there a way to still be able to get these goals branched out to, say, smaller groups, not still doing what you're talking about, but if we want to pick and choose one in more of a, I don't know, go with. I guess another task item would be is there a way we can just structure that and be here's 5 items. Who's going on to these 5 items?
Right.
You two go off into these 2, you 2 go off into these 2, come back, maybe not the next month, but maybe the following month, give yourself whatever you think the time frame will be for that, and then do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, or using the example of today, You know, we could say, well, how can we really get more involved in this tree of heaven thing? You know,
Mhm.
is it, can we help by helping them find a coordinator or, you know, actually going out and volunteering and brainstorm, well, if we want to help them get a coordinator, how can we find a coordinator? Is there some student that's looking for a project, or is there, you know, something like that? Or whatever methods of communication, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Or we can react to,
But meaning that could be one of those items on that list. Say if we say, oh, you know, limited to a certain amount, instead of just saying, hey, like, we're already at 5, that's our capacity, we only have enough for 2 people to go into one thing.
Mhm.
And we just say, hey, well, you know, unless there's something incredibly important that comes up, but maybe something that's kind of, maybe can wait a little bit. Focus on just those 5 things, just throwing out a number,
Mhm.
and then we can just really try and get those done before moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that, from my, you know, naive perspective here, what we're getting bogged down with is just the sheer amount of stuff that we kind of just very slowly scraping layers off each one, just being like, well, we'll get there, we'll just keep going through the updates, and then not a whole lot of changes really happening with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's the ongoing project of the planning land use,
Right.
you know, oversight of a sort.
and then, well, some of the ones that are plan reviews, and some of these, for the reports and the plan reviews, we are representing the CAC on these. And so there's maybe nothing on Kingston Business Park or Kingston Point Improvement. And, you know, part of us says we can do more. I can say to you all, should we not have this on the agenda this week, you know, this month? Or we, you know, we can just mark it off right at the beginning. We're not talking
This
about.
is something that would be
Right.
on the website, right? Like, here's
Mhm.
all the representation that
Yeah.
was provided.
That's a
to
good
the
point.
parts.
Yeah, that's a good point. Cause like, you know, Kevin's on a bunch, you're on one now, right? I'm on the EMC. Yeah, but if we don't have any action on it, it's okay not to, it's okay with me not to talk about it.
Right.
I mean, I get ideas from going to all these meetings
Mm.
that can be copied or, Right, so do you wanna conclude the next steps? Brendan?
I guess so maybe what we could do is we could try next meeting to put a little bit of this into practice, and I don't know. We can say,
I don't know how many people would we have here? 2.
I won't actually be here once.
Yeah.
right, no, well, we can have a forum then.
Well, wait, we need to talk about this, because I think I had cataract surgery, and I don't know what I'm gonna, on September 9th, so I don't know. if
Maybe we
I'm-
have a little working group.
Oh, so then maybe it's something, you know,
So I would think,
Oh, it's not, I will be here, sorry.
Oh, great.
That's the only Tuesday in September. I'm in.
You might go to the Bible,
What?
supposedly.
yeah,
And,
yes.
so I don't know if I'm gonna be in addition to. I'm having my cataracts fixed on Thursday and then the other one on the 9th, so I'll know better Thursday what it's like. And, but otherwise, raise your hand if you're gonna be here on the 9th. 1, 2, 3. So that's 4 people, is enough. But I wouldn't be here. I might not be here. And then someone else would have to be checked. Because otherwise we have a chance of it. Okay. So
If
go
you're
ahead.
not gonna be here, you should determine in advance who's going to run the meeting.
I will. Yeah, I'll know better on Thursday or Friday this week.
Wouldn't it be easier to just determine that now?
Well, who wants to lead the meeting if I'm not here? Jen,
Jennifer figure out. she did the accidental auction bid, but,
All right, Brendan's gonna do it.
okay, so then, we'll test kind of skipping over large parts of things and spending more time on this action. What did you call that, this new section? You had a great name for it.
Did I?
You did
I don't know if I got it.
doing things, action, activities,
Brainstorming?
brainstorming, something. We can spend some time on that. I guess priority one will be
Action items.
determine priorities.
Okay.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
So prior to September 3rd at 9 AM, I need someone to tell me what you want this to look like. Because I need to make it public. If I don't hear from people, it's going to look like this.
Exact thing. And then we'll just, yeah,
And then you're going to be in the exact same place again, and then you'll just say, skip, don't skip, skip, don't skip.
Great.
That won't
Maybe
change.
Okay.
move that goal thing to the very first thing, so you spend more time just on talking.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Goals thing.
Well, how about, okay, I'll make it a goal of time. I'll do some modifications to this and I'll circulate it around with plenty of time to spare. Everyone can add their ideas. We'll come up with something. Why don't we just take next time, since we're gonna be down some people, as a test run? And if it doesn't work out, we're gonna go back to Old Faithful, Old Reliable right here.
First goals have a goal.
First goal is to have a goal.
Second goal is just a normal size sheet of paper.
Wouldn't that be something? Think about what we could save.
Okay, so if I am
Conservation.
You're gonna put it on the back of an
Page 59 on third.
it will look like this.
All right.
And never expect the unexpected.
And remember, it's Labor Day weekend work.
Yeah, you go that too, that is expected, but that is.
It's early December.
No, Labor Day.
Is that 59, say 59 PM or AM?
AM.
I'm going to be there.
Oh, you walk into office. Okay, great.
I'm going to be working on this and posting it on Wednesday morning.
Great.
Wednesday.
So before 9 AM on Wednesday the 3rd.
Great. I will have internet at my house.
And when I say unexpected, the planning department could suddenly come alive to the Central Labor Day.
Right,
And all of a sudden we're, we're gonna make comments, so like,
yeah.
yeah, that kind of thing, that's the unexpected that I'm talking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're away, doesn't matter, like, next month, different story.
Okay.
And we haven't really reckoned with this bifurcated nature of the mission of this group, which is all these comments that come up on
Right.
unexpected things, and then
Right,
the desire to do more policy oriented work.
That's a big.
I guess that's an element of implementation of policy.
Right. Because this is, well, is it a requirement of ours that we do what Kevin does? I mean, I think it's great. I don't.
I think it was not one of like the missions, I think, isn't that why
so the
this group
vibes, yeah, we've
this
read,
group
yeah.
exists?
Yeah,
Although few of us know how to really do it, it seems
Right.
like it's much more technically oriented work.
yeah. Okay.
Well, I think you can, even if you read it, you learn from it and you also like edit, of course. So if we do make those comments, and it is getting a little different now because of the form-based code, how much we can interpret the form-based code, right? So is that the issue or not? No. But we've been able to, like, Bluestone Court, it was about parking, anyway. Okay, I think this is great, and because we've gone through a natural resource inventory, open space, we have a community preservation plan, and those, and all things that we pushed through, and now we're, what's our next step? I'm gonna, if it's are there any other announcements or events that you would like to be aware of? Oh, yes. The week of September 21st is Climate Week in Ulster County, and I told Melissa and Everett that I would talk to you about it, but I can't think of anything that we can do during climate week. Unless there was a venue that we could be at.
Right.
Yeah.
Post about things.
Yeah.
Hashtag climate week. That's valid.
So good.
Okay,
We can still do it.
Yes.
We've got a month.
yeah.
And you've got, 10 hours a month.
Probably look to do before we actually get into county, so.
Yeah, no,
Oh, right, okay.
that's fair.
But that is an announcement that's Sustainable Hudson Valley puts that up. I'm gonna just, is there anything that is really important on the reports and update that anyone feels like they have to bring up?
Oh, these.
All right, so Julie,
No quorum at Climate Smart, all that done.
mm,
It's a Valley Alliance, we talked about pattern, it's done. Tree Commission, I don't know,
yeah,
I wasn't there. Community Preservation Advisory, no quorum, that's done.
It's canceled, yeah.
Yeah,
mm. Okay,
Are you getting this month?
no, I don't think the tree commission met, but they meet right before us and there was no one here. Okay, well, because Julie and I want to talk about the NICEAD conference on the environment. So we may, wait, what should I say, Julie?
I would say nothing about the locations. We are reevaluating our location options.
Yes.
And
that's
evaluating,
late.
costs and comparing across location
Yeah.
facilities.
So we have all our speakers set up. We're pretty good on the field trips. And we definitely, can I just get it, how many people think they can go there on that Friday?
So say again the date?
It's the Friday, the 20th of October,
All day.
all day in Ulster County. No.
Gonna try.
That's what the trust. It's right. That was the original issue.
I thought the Trails Conference was,
17th, 18th, 19th-ish then,
Yeah.
Do I have it wrong?
which
yeah,
is when we were originally looking for it, and then they looked at that.
I mean, maybe.
They
okay,
moved it.
On the maybe as well for part of it.
okay.
Yeah, I am.
Well, I'm looking to see if you're interested in topics or if you might want to, I don't know, do some troubleshooting or something else while you're there, like as a volunteer. Because we are going to do it as Zoom also, so that's going to be
Hmm.
complicated.
Because it depends on just where it is, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because I mean, I worked out in Newburgh, so
right.
if it's close by, then I swing by it later on in the day, but.
Okay.
And we'll be launching registration on September 3rd. So by September 3rd, we will know.
And there is an evening, dinner and speaker that, you could do that if you wanted to. And I'll sit at the same table or something, but. So that's, yeah, so we have good talks and we're gonna have we'll have an agenda of listing all the talks really soon, like tomorrow. And, yeah, and then there's field trips on Saturday, and you can go to field trips even if you can't go on Sunday. So one is to, we're gonna go to, a community compost, we're gonna go to the seed, what do you call it, the seed, Hudson Valley Seed,
Company.
Library, yeah.
Seed Library, whatever.
Right.
And Mohawk Reserve, we're gonna go and see their phenology. And there may be some events at the new housing project on Golden Hill to
That's
see.
all
kind of
Saturday.
that will be, yeah, you have to choose between. You wouldn't go to all.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
Saturday's still a work possibility.
yeah, and you'll have a baby backpack by then, right?
Already had.
I was already. That's so exciting. All right, anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
Okay.
I thought that was what you were gonna say.
Second.
You're faster than I am.
Please vote to close.
Mhm.
Vote.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye. Nice.
I always wonder what happened if somebody, the majority